Hello, how are you doing? This is Edith Newmeyer, and I'm the author of the book, The Mystery of Adam. And I have not been doing very many videos lately because I've been hiking and enjoying myself. I went on 2 really great hikes in Colorado, and they're just they were super hikes going up to alpine lakes. So, but I want to just let you know that I'm still on YouTube because sometimes I get kicked out. And so I want to just let you know that next week I'll do more videos again. But I have been doing some German videos. One of the German videos, my last English video was, of course, about the rulers of evil. I think that's what it was called, the book, Rulers of Evil. Please look at it and, listen to it. I recommended this book, Rulers of Evil, and it kind of helps you understand about the history. Not just, I think you have to go further to the end. I'm right now reading on, let me see where I'm at right now, because I'm reading it right now myself. I'm reading on page, I think 201. So that's 16, I think chapter 16. Let's see, 201. So, no, I don't remember what chapter that is. It could be chapter 16, chapter 18. And that's really, 16, it's when it really becomes very interesting in terms of American history and how the Jesuits kind of infiltrated and wheeled and dealed in the U.S. history, which is very important. And of course, that in combination with this Charles Chiniquy, 50 years in the Roman Church, gives you a very good understanding how things were developing in the background. Okay, we don't know that. We think we have a democracy still. We still think, or many people still think, we have a 2-party system. But in reality, both parties are controlled by the same entity or the deep state. I again listened to a video, or started listening to a video by this guy, what is it called? It's called The New American Video. It's by this guy called Alex Newman. I listen to him once in a while, but people, you cannot really totally rely on media. Even alternative media. You have to do your own research. You have to do your own thinking, okay? Because these people, they don't even understand what the deep state is. When you're listening, when you're following my videos, you get a very good idea who is really behind it. I did a German video prior to this one, and I talked about this guy. His name is really good. He's German, Ulrich Mies. Ulrich Mies. And he's a German social scientist. He has done lots of research about Germany, okay? And the development of the democracy there since the 70s. How the politics in Germany changed since the 70s, and how they're becoming less and less a free nation, a free country, how the government has been taken over slowly since the 70s with Merkel, our Chancellor Merkel, and how she corrupted everything, including, of course, our churches, because she was the one putting in the judges. I think she's been here 16 years. Since Bush Jr., She's been in a chancellor. She should have been replaced a long time ago. But it seems like the longer these people are in there, the more power they get. But again, as you know, I don't believe the people that are in government, no matter who it is, whether it's the Democrats or the Republicans, they are only puppets. And they're working for really a deep state. Okay, a real deep state. And this Ulrich, I mean, he saw things very clearly and could tell you what really happened kind of in the front and somewhere a little bit in the back, but he could not see who really was pulling the strength behind it. And that is pretty sad. And also this Alex, what's his name? Alex Newman. You know, he talks about the deep state, and they have no idea who is behind the deep state. This Alex Newman, he thinks, oh, the Democrats are the deep state. No, the Democrats are not the deep state. The Republicans are just as much deep state as the Democrats. What we see, the politicians that we see are what we see. Okay, those are our politicians. We don't have a two-party system, really. We have controlled opposition. That's all. We have controlled whatever party and then controlled opposition party. That's all we have. Okay, and they're both parties, both presidents are always controlled by what I call it the deep state. But the deep state is far beyond our parties. Far beyond. They are being manipulated, and this guy saw that very clearly too, how people have been manipulated. He calls it even a psyop. Okay, what has been happening with the people. Okay, they have been brainwashed for years, and Germans even more than Americans. I've said that many times before. We have more resistant Americans that are still holding on to freedom and the basic principles that our country was founded on. Germans have that too, but it seems like they have no idea how to defend their freedom. No idea. And they have been slowly, really, you can say brainwashed, okay, conditioned to believe certain things, to believe that the government is working for them when it's not even the case, when the government is in the business of taking control away from the people. If a government is forcing you to do whatever they want. For right now, we have this big push for vaccination. Of course, I'm not even supposed to say that word. But everybody should make their own decision, or should have a right to make their own decision and not be forced or even, brainwashed in a sense, to believe that's what we need. Everybody needs to make their own decisions about what decisions they make in life, and that includes health decisions. Okay? Yes, we all need to be informed, but I really believe that by now people should have the right information about all these things. So, but again, I'm talking about the deep state today, okay? The deep state. People do not be fooled. The deep state is not the Democrats, okay? The deep state is not the Democrats. They are not really the enemy here. Especially, the people. Especially the people. Yeah, I can see where now these Democratic politicians, they come across as enemies. Why? Because they've been attacking the Republicans, the patriots, the people that follow Trump. They have been attacking them over and over, yes, I can see that. I can see that where people may think, oh, okay, there is a two-party thing here. But in reality, it's not. It's really not, people. Okay? We're just on the Republican side, we're just right now made to believe that they are the bad and the Republicans are the good. And I can see it. I can see where, yeah, I do agree quite a lot with the Republican side. I do that, but I'm not a party person anyways. I don't believe, for a long time, I have not believed in the system. So I know that both parties are controlled by the same people. And I hope you saw my last video, because that made it very clear. And I also, for the German audience, I found this really great guy to listen to, this Ulrich Mies, who also talked about very in depth, okay, how we've been taken over. And he mentioned also the United States, okay, that the United States was in the forefront in Europe with the European countries and took over the European countries and controlled the population there, had influence on how to control the population since the Second World War. I keep remembering or thinking about Biden saying, well, after the Second World War, we brought democracy to Europe, okay? And now we're bringing the vaccine, and that's supposed to be something good. Now, I've been using that word not enough, and I hope the fact checkers are not coming across. And so that word, because who knows. But anyways, again, going back to this deep state. People make no mistake at all, never ever. We don't have a two-party system anymore. It is, yes, appears to be two parties, but it's not, because the same people pull the strings in the back. Okay? The same people. Now, who are those people? Well, follow the pyramid up. And this guy talked about that too, about the pyramid. But the guy didn't go far enough in the pyramid. Okay? He saw, of course, the stakeholders and the richest people, the elite, and he saw them, okay, pulling strength and influencing our politics, which is true. The pharmaceutical companies, who else? The media, who, of course, the media and the pharmaceutical are owned by the same people. So, yeah, if you look at all that, those are the people, yes, that are now behind our politicians, okay? The people that we see. So the next level, remember, this is a pyramid. So the next level is whatever, the elite, people that, own the companies, the big companies. And that's what we're seeing right up here. They want to make money, okay? But who is behind them? And that is what we need to go. We need to go really to the top. And my videos really try to do that. Okay? I really try to go to the top. And I know that's why I think my videos are not as much shared, on YouTube. And they're really shadow banned quite a lot. I think my channel is shadow banned. It has been for a long time. But so yeah, and I'm very careful to not give the wrong information, medical information. Of course, I am not an expert, but I can tell you that if we're not careful, okay, we will be extremely deceived by this real deep state that is behind our politicians. And we're going to fall into this false narrative that we have two parties, and we put ourselves on this side or this side, when in reality the people behind it pull everything. It doesn't matter. Do you remember when Trump was president? He was still pushing what? He was still pushing the V. Okay? The V. Okay? He was getting it through in warp speed. So it doesn't really matter. And of course, Biden is bragging that all the things he has done, but Trump would have done them the same way. He would have done them very much the same way. Why? Because they're pushing it. Okay? Both sides are pushing it. Now, why? That's something you need to get yourself information. Okay? You need to do your own research. There are a lot of things still allowed on YouTube. I don't know why. Okay? I don't know why they're allowing still quite a lot of things. And those are the things you can watch. Also, remember, you can go on BitChute. There's a lot of good information on BitChute. They don't censor. And so you can say any word you want. But today I don't want to talk about that, or else I would have put it on BitChute. No, I'm today wanted to talk about the deep state. And for you to be very careful when people talk about the deep state and not fall into deception. Okay? These are people that are really coming from the Republican side. And I'm not against Republican. Okay? I'm not against Trump supporters or anything like that. Okay? I'm not for, abortion. And I don't know what they want to do, but in this video, he was talking about, people need to speak up against abortion. Yeah, but do you know that we've had since that, what was it? That ruling about abortion. Since that ruling, we've had lots of times, and we have lots of Republican presidents who didn't do a thing about abortion. Not a thing. Okay? And I believe, who was it? Trump? He just put 2 Supreme Court judges in there. 2 of them. Okay? Have they done anything? No, they haven't. Why not? Why not? It's because it's not their main thing to work on. There's other things that they need to work on, and that is the control of the population, taking the free will and free choice away from people more and more. That's what they're interested in, because right now we can see that very much, that the Supreme Court even is not supporting the free will of people. Okay? That's exactly what I'm seeing right now. Because if they would, this would not go on what's going on today with the, okay? It wouldn't. Because there's plenty of people that take people to court. And maybe we don't have enough that are taking people to court over this. Okay? No. We need to continue to support freedom of choice. Freedom of choice. Okay? So many years, it was always, freedom, it's my body. Freedom of choice, it's my body. Remember with abortion? It's always freedom of choice, and it's my body. Well, right now, where is that going? Is it still freedom of choice and my body? It doesn't look like it. I am at least glad it did not come to this, that we are forced to take this thing right there. Okay? At least we're not there yet. So maybe there is still hope. But this is going to be a shorter video. I just wanted to talk a little bit about me kind of being busy this week, and also to just kind of let you know to be very aware and informed. Do more research. I gave you this book to read. Read it. It's free. What is it called again? Rulers of Evil. I hope you downloaded it, and I hope you have started reading it. But I'm coming to an end. People, do not don't let anybody deceive you. That's all I can say. Whether it comes to politics, I know we have to know about politics, people. This is very, very important that we know, we look behind the scene, we look behind what we actually see and hear every day. We need to, stop listening to mainstream media. There's nothing wrong once in a while checking things out. But if I constantly, this is something that this Mies guy said too. This is how they control us. This is how they brainwash us. By giving us this information over and over and over again until it sticks in our brain. If you hear it enough, you will believe it. And this is how they could actually control the population. And fear-mongering. They're fear-mongering. Okay? That's all there's to it. There needs to be no fear-mongering amongst Christians. Christians need to trust in the Lord, and that's the end of it. We need to trust in God. Everything good will come from God. He is protecting us. And that just should be the end. And not listening to these mainstream media constantly fear-mongering, fear-mongering, and fear-mongering. I'm coming to an end right now. Always listen to the Holy Spirit. Listen to the Holy Spirit. Because I am very convinced that the Holy Spirit will really show you the truth. Hey, I will hopefully talk to you soon, and I'll do some videos when I get back from my break.